hello. Dina here, hi, Little Widow. LittleWidow.com, The Little Widow at Twitter, Littlest Widow on Instagram. So we are doing a reading tonight for a friend who doesn't believe in tarot cards. So awesome. I hope, I don't know. I don't wish her any ill because she's a lovely girl and she's had a hell of a time. So she's in a weird situation. She lives with this guy. They've been together for a long time. She is my age, and I feel the need to say how old I am. But we're old enough that, like, if we were gonna have kids, we'd be preggers right now. So he decided a couple months ago they just don't want to be in a relationship anymore. Just like that, even though they've been together for, like I said, 5-6 years. They have a dog, they have a house. And he just woke up and he was like, yeah, no, it's not you. Just not feeling like being in a relationship anymore. You can stay here though. You know, we can fuck sometimes. But that's it. Cool, right? So different strokes. I obviously would have been devastated as well. But I would have left. That said, that is not what she did. Her game plan is to wait until the 5-year-old dog dies of natural causes, which is highly unlikely that that scenario is going to work out. They got in an argument last night, and he said he wants her out in 30 calendar days all of a sudden, and she is wondering if that is, like, really going to happen? Like, is she actually going to end up moving in the next couple weeks, 2 months, or not? So, I mean, no matter what we come up with, she's not gonna put a lot of faith in this anyway, but I kind of hope she moves, because I just think, I mean, how can you move on that way? And I know she doesn't want to move on, like, I get it. Like, I mean, if I could, like, have had, like, I don't know, like, if my husband would, like, hang out as a ghost, like, I would just be cool. Like, I'd never date anybody. I'd just hang out with him, with a little ghost all day. I don't care. You know, like, I get it. And, like, I was dating this guy, and he just, like, completely ignores me all the time. But I totally, like, if he just showed up every so often, I'd be cool with that. So I cannot judge her. It's nice to just get up and see somebody, you know, especially if it's somebody that you really like. Like, I totally get that, you know? But at the same time, he says he says things like, I don't love you anymore, and I will never love you again. So I just as a friend, and, you know, the mama bear in me wants her to leave. So I'm not going to put that, you know, that's not my intention in the cards. We want to know what's actually going to happen. Obviously, if she has to move, if she moves, it's going to be forced. I mean, let's call a sword a sword. See what I did there? Yeah. Snowstorm, baby. It's snowing here, by the way, if you didn't watch the previous video. That's why there's gonna be so many videos of me in this same shirt. Yeah. So, you know, it's gonna be a little bit traumatic if she has to go. So, she's not coming here. That's not happening. I know I have a big empty house, but I gotta. See, I'm learning my lessons too. Gotta take care of myself too. All right, so what we wanna know though with this nice new deck, oh my goodness, I don't have the box here and I'm not getting up. The Ciccioli Tarot is one of my favorite decks. I love it. And this is a brand new deck. So I have not sullied it with my obsessive, repetitive questions about my own damn life. I've just been shuffling it. Hopefully no one has a shuffling fetish, because, like, I just did a 20-minute video where I just shuffled this the whole time. Yep. If so, you should PayPal me. Yeah, you owe me. Shuffle fetish guy. All right, so anyway. So we want to know if she's gonna have to move in the next couple weeks to months. And the holidays are coming up. That would suck. I do think at his core he is a nice man who is just, I think he's depressed. It's my excuse for everybody though, but I do think he's depressed, and it's something that I understand, and I don't know, I think you gotta cut people slack for that. It's like there's only so much we can do, you know? He's a Pisces too, and I think, you know, the more intuitive you are, the more open, the easier it is for you to be affected by all this shitty energy that's everywhere. All right, so we're done shuffling. I feel it. So is she gonna have to move in the fairly near future, a couple weeks to a month? And I'm not gonna pick up the phone and move it all around like a fool today. I'm just gonna show you each card before I put it down. Doesn't that make more sense? So the Knight of Cups. I always use a Celtic cross, Hierophant. A lot of people say it's too much information. For some questions, Queen of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. I don't believe there's such a thing as too much information. Personally, Three of Cups is behind them. And they did used to have a lot of fun and drink a lot together. Two of Wands is above. Seven of Cups is before. That makes sense to me. Easter got a lot of cups. Four of Pentacles. The World. Ten of Wands. And the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so, yeah, I mean, none of these are like movement cards. So I don't actually feel like she's gonna have to move. At least not in the, and then we asked about the next couple weeks to a few months. So I don't see her moving. I don't think she's going anywhere, to be honest, but she is alone. That's what I'm getting out of this. If she does move, it would be of her own volition, and I don't see that happening. So yeah, I mean, the only card that shows us movement at all is the card representing her, which is the Knight of Cups. But I mean, I think that's not, she don't want to go anywhere. And then the other card that represents her is the Four of Pentacles, which is literally like this card is not like a great representation of the Four of Pentacles. It's pretty, it's like a girl looking at her own reflection, and then the what's in the reflection is this little gnome guy. This has nothing to do with so I love this deck personally, but a lot of the criticisms of this deck are that basically whoever made it just took, I don't know her first name, but her last name's Cicciola. They took her beautiful paintings of all these little women, and they made them correlate with tarot cards, whether or not they actually correlated with tarot cards. So like there are some where they're super appropriate, and I feel like I love it. The World is like, she's in a snow globe. She's the whole world in there. Like, that's beautiful. There's a lot that, this guy is literally like a monkey pope. That is perfect. What could be better than that? So there are a lot of great, there's a lot of great ones. The Four of Pentacles isn't a great one. So in most decks, it's a dude who's literally like clutching Four of Pentacles to his chest as close as he possibly can. He's holding on with like a death grip to what he has. That is like hardcore material stagnation. She don't want to go anywhere. We knew that already. So really though, like what's behind us is that they were having fun. They drank a lot. He owns a bar. Like that's where they met. They hang out. All of that, you know, there are some nights at play, like, you know, that's there. I see it. But before, like, what I really see in her future is just this really confusing period. And that's what she said. She's like, it's really confusing because he's like, he wants me to go. And then he's like, oh, whatever, you don't have to bother. You don't have to leave if you don't want to. And that's really, the Seven of Cups is, it's confusion of an emotional nature. Like the Seven of Swords, which I'm writing a post about now, I kind of lost steam on it because this is just so much easier. And it turns out I'm super lazy. The Seven of Swords is like confusion of a mental nature sometimes, but it's usually like deception. This can be too, but it tends to be more like deluding yourself. Like the Seven of Cups is, there's a weird angle because of the fire and the light, but like, you know, she looks kind of bored, and you know, there's all these different like holes in the ground, and there's all these bunnies coming out of the holes, you know, like which bunny does she want to play with? And that's so like the traditional, I always refer back to the traditional images of the cards. And the traditional Seven of Cups really is like, it's like, oh, this cup has, you know, money in it. This cup has a serpent in it. This cup, which cup do you want? You know, and you might, this one's covered. I don't know what's in this cup. So it's like choices, but it's kind of like fantasies too. Crowley calls it like, I think like the Thoth calls it like debauchery or debauch. So it's, it could be excessive drinking. I think that's a big issue in their relationship with both of them. But it's also excessive fantasy and confusion of an emotional nature. So that's all that's coming up in the near future. And then the basic outcome that we have for the next couple weeks to like month or two is the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, this deck, again, same thing. It's a woman hugging a swan. Like, if you didn't know what your cards meant, I get it. Like, I get why people criticize this deck. I just happen to love it. Like, this would mean nothing to you, a woman holding a swan. But the Nine of Pentacles is basically, it's a woman by herself. Like, the nines all refer back to the Hermit. And the Hermit is seeking truth, first of all, but there is this undercurrent that runs through all of the nines, which is a solitary person. It's where a person finds whatever the suit is within themselves. The Nine of Swords has a really negative connotation, like that's like anxiety and obsession and like sleepless nights and stuff, whereas the Nine of Cups tends to be emotional fulfillment, but really it's like a smug, fat little fucker sitting there with like 9 cups all around him. And then the Nine of Pentacles is like a rich woman alone in her own garden. She's a Taurus, Pentacles are Taurus, but still the nines tend to be, so they could be like, oh my God, this is awesome, it's joy, but there's a solitary component in them. So the fact that we got the Nine of Pentacles here, to me, that's not a movement card at all. And nothing else in here indicates movement. So she's not going anywhere, but her situation isn't changing. She's basically, as far as I can tell, she's gonna kind of be like, single in the exact same situation she's in now, like single in the house with someone else. I mean, and I don't really see anything sexy here either, so that might peter off too. All right, so that's what we got tonight. Tweet me at The Little Widow, and I will do your reading one of these days until there's so many people that I can do your readings. I mean, I don't even know if I want that. That would be terrible. But all right. Good night, guys. Bye.